Morning, guys. A little cold here in North Carolina. Hey, today we're going to fiddle around with the OG a little bit. Want to kind of review some of the improvements we're going to make as far as carburation goes. Stick around. We'll take a look at some of the stuff we're going to get into here. Okay, so this was the original 48 Mikuni that I was running on the OG. You can see I've got the they call it a power jet. It's a Mikuni part, like adds a second, kind of like a Thunder jet, I guess. But this is a off-the-shelf HSR 48 Mikuni. Okay. We were also running this eBay special velocity stack, which is actually a pretty nice little velocity stack. The first stack I had was another eBay deal, which is kind of chintzier, but this was on the 42. So there's all that mess. This is the modified 48 that I purchased. That is set up to run oxygenated fuel, C45. So I bought this from an individual that used to run this before they switched to a Super D. But you all have seen my videos, you know I'm not been having very good luck with a Super D. So I want to put this on, I want to put that on the OG, okay, and you see this has a what's called a ProBack mounting system. I want to say the name of that company was Vulcan Engineering that made these. I'm sorry guys for shaking, it's really cold out here and I got the heaters running. Weather in North Carolina has not been very good lately. So this is the intake manifold, excuse me, that was for the Super D. That was modified by XLXB horsepower. I believe it's a Super G intake. Number's 341. It's been opened up, been ported, welded. This is the one that I'm probably going to need to use on this bike to run that carburetor in its current configuration. Now granted, I could take this ProBack off and use the boot, but I like this bolt-on deal. It's a lot more solid mount than clamping the carburetor in a rubber boot. I was always worried about the carburetor falling off, so yeah, let's take this other one off and see what we got here. Okay, so I got the other intake off, and I can tell you guys for sure that it looks like it was about the same as it was. Apparently had a hell of a wall hitting the Anyway, stuff is not easy to work with when it's just cold out. I can tell you that right now. It looks like the ports right here are the same size as these ones. So I don't know what that is right there, a little ding or something. Anyway, when I stick my finger inside here, I can feel it hitting the head right there, bam. This side is lined up, and maybe I don't have it pushed in enough, but there is definitely a wall around this on the cylinder head itself. Definitely a flow obstruction. I don't know. Honestly, guys, I'm probably going to have to think about this a little bit because, and quite honestly, It's just so cold out here today, and I've had the heaters running for, I don't know, 3 hours almost before I even came out here. So there's a shot of the intake port. These are, hell, I want to say it's hammer performance, but they're this, they're not the BFHs like the other heads. These are the Sledge or the whatever, like stage 2, just one step below the BFHs. They're really nice heads, but I'm gonna have to take a look at some of this and see what it's going to take to make that intake. Probably just because it's so cold out and the rubber's not wanting to give, I may have a little bit of, might have to wait on this a little bit to get some of that stuff to work. All right, so just to recap, the intake manifold that I just took off is a 366. This is commonly sold for a Super E carburetor. This I used with the 42 HSR when I originally built the bike, and when I switched up to the 48, I actually blended this right here where the boot meets the carburetor. I blended that in, and I did a little bit of my own home port work, kind of smoothed out some of the flash and stuff that was inside of it to help make it move a little bit. It smells like race gas. Make it move a little bit better. It seemed like it was working okay, but this does not bolt up to, this is not the same bolt pattern. You can see here, the bottom bolt is basically lined up the top. So again, this ProBack is made for a Super GD intake right here. And I have this lovely ported intake manifold. So I'm pretty confident I can make this work. But again, I don't know, man, it's 20 some degrees. I'm shivering out here. Like I said, I've had those heaters running in the shed for like 3 hours, and it doesn't seem to be making a dent in this cold. So again, I was trying to utilize my day off and get some work done, but I think we're gonna have to nix it for the day because it's just so cold out here. I can't get anything, I can't stop shivering. I can't do anything with gloves on, and it's too cold out here to work without gloves. So but that's where we're at with the carburetor. Again, like I said, I've got, between the purchase of this intake, this is the 341, by the way, 341. But the purchase of this intake and the port work and stuff I had done to this thing is, I've got $700 in this thing. So I'm gonna use it. Even if I got to pull the heads off and blend them a little bit to match those ports a little bit better, I'll do that. And most likely this thing is probably overkill for what I'm doing with this bike, but you know, yeah, certainly won't be slowing down for a lack of effort here. So we're going to do that. Again, I don't really see any differences in the size of this. The inside of it, it's really not opened up that much more than this. I mean, through the manifold it is, but right at the ring. So whatever this ends up being on that head, those heads, it'd be the same as what this was. Only I'm going to move, you know, a lot more air through this one, just simply because it's been worked over and the profile's been changed and everything. So, and then of course we're going to use the Novi stack on it. So between this good carburetor, a good intake manifold, and this Novi stack, This should be quite a good setup for this bike. It'll be crisp. It won't have that part throttle problem that S&S carburetors seem to have. Again, this is not optimal for like a max effort build, but for index purposes and stuff like that, I think it'll work out just fine. But yeah, I know it's been a while since we posted a video. Like I said, the weather's been terrible. We haven't been able to get out here and do anything because, you know, a foot of snow on the ground and teens and 20s. Us people down south are not used to that, so it's not been very comfortable to be doing anything down here. So thanks for watching, guys, and I appreciate your support. Don't forget to hit that like button. Please consider subscribing. Got any ideas, concerns, comments, throw them in the comments. Want to hear what y'all think. But yeah, we're slowly picking away at this. Again, I got to pull the front sprocket. I got my rear sprocket ordered. I got to pull the front sprocket, take it to the local shop to get it turned down for 520. Get bearings knocked out of both wheels so I can order some ceramic wheel bearings. And honestly, I'm going to move a few things around on the bike, make it a little lighter, but I think we're going to limit it to that this off season, and see how we do with those small changes. This carburetor being the biggest one, obviously. Just a better setup than my than what I was running on it. So yeah. So again, thanks for watching, guys.